What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix and welcome to the hardest pets to get in Old School. My last video, easiest pets to get, smashed through 1000 likes, so today I'm showing you the pets which should take the most amount of time to get based off the drop rate of the pet and how often you roll the drop rate. I'm not including common pets like the pet cat, I'm only including the skilling, bossing and the other rarer pets. For the simplicity of this video, I've calculated the approximate number of pet rolls you'd get after 10 hours of doing that certain skill or boss method, and from that I've worked out the approximate chance of getting a pet after 10 hours. From the 10-hour chance, I've ranked them from hardest to easiest ones to get, but in this video I'm showing the hardest ones, and the final one I mention will be the most difficult pet to obtain after 10 hours of grinding in Old School. Before I begin this video, I have a pet that should be in this top 10, but I came across something very strange. The pet is the Heron fishing pet. Fishing leaping fish normally for 10 hours at around level 80 fishing, you have under a 3% chance of getting the Heron. 3 ticking, that chance goes above 4%, but if you fish minnows for 10 full hours, you have a 14% chance of getting the pet, which is far better than any other fishing method. For all of the other skilling pets in this video, I've calculated them at level 80 as well. So if your skill level is lower or higher than level 80, then you can account 0.5% more or less on the percentage. So number 10 on this list, we have the pet DAGANNOTS. Each one of the Dagannoth kings has a drop rate of 1 in 5,000 for a pet. Rex can be soloed on his own very easily, but at higher levels, soloing the Dagannoth kings is not too hard. If you were to only solo one of the kings, you'd only have a 4.54% chance of getting the pet after 10 hours, but if you solo all of the kings, consistently killing them as they respawn, you have an 11.13% chance of any of the pet. So if you're going for one specific Dagannoth king pet, it will certainly take you a while, but going for any of them isn't as rare. Coming in at number 9, we have the TANGLEROOT, and I based this one off the amount of farm runs that you'd get out of 10 hours of game time. The best drop rate for the pet comes from hardwood and spirit trees, while the fruit trees also give a very good drop rate for the pet, better than the magic tree. If you were to consistently do 10 hours of high level fruit tree and tree runs, there's a 5.78% chance that you'll have the TANGLEROOT after 10 hours. Doing the more budget trees like maples and avoiding magics and yews, there's a 5.03% chance of having it after 10 hours. However, doing herb runs, you only have a 1.26% chance after 10 hours because the drop rate of the TANGLEROOT from herbs is a lot lower than trees. Accounting for the time that it takes to consistently do herb runs, you're far better off going and doing fruit and tree runs to go for the pet rather than doing your herb runs every 90 minutes. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we have the OLMLET, the Raids 1 pet. The OLMLET is awarded as a 1 in 65 drop rate if you get a drop in your name. The chance of getting a drop in your name varies a lot. So for this one, I used the approximation that you'd get 3 drops in your name after 10 hours of raiding. Getting 3 drops in your name, which is quite lucky, gives you a 4.54% chance after 10 hours. Getting a drop every 4 hours gives you a 3.8% chance after 10 hours, and getting a drop every 2 hours gives you a 5.3% chance. Obviously, a lot of people will not be grinding Raids 1 specifically to get the OLMLET. Anyone that goes for this pet will make a lot of bank from Raids 1 at the same time. In the number 7 spot, we have Vertion Jr., and he has a drop rate of 1 in 2000 from Vertion. However, killing Vertion can take up to 10 minutes at a time. For this video, I've assumed that you kill Vertion every 7.5 minutes, meaning you get 8 or 9 kills per hour. With the 1 in 2000 drop rate and getting 8 or 9 kills an hour, you have a 4.4% chance of getting the pet after 10 hours. This chance can be even lower than that if you get PK'd a lot. Since Vertion drops the most valuable ring out of all of the wilderness bosses, there can be quite a few PKs here trying to snipe some of your loot. In the number 6 spot on this list, we have pet KREE'ARRA, the ARMADYL boss pet. all of the God Wars boss pets have a 1 in 5,000 chance of dropping, which is very rare for such a high level boss. Even if you can kill one KREE'ARRA every 3 minutes, which also accounts for its spawn time, you have a 3.73% chance of getting the pet after 10 hours. You could probably slightly speed this up with Black Chinchompas, but due to the short trip duration at ARMADYL, getting the pet is one of the rarest in the game. At number 5 on this list, we have the Giant Squirrel Agility Pet. The roll for the Giant Squirrel is rolled once you finish a course, and I calculated 5 very common training methods, and the first one is the Canifus course, unlocked at level 50 Agility. Training Agility here for 10 hours straight would give you a 2.29% chance at the Giant Squirrel, which is very, very rare. Upgrading to the Seer's Village course without the Seer's Diary, you have a 2.08% chance of getting the pet after 10 hours. But by doing the Seer's Diary, you can speed up your runs by quite a bit, boosting that up to 2.85% after 10 hours, which is still ridiculously rare. At level 90, you unlock the Ardoyan Rooftop, and you have a 2.49% chance after 10 hours here, which is less than the Seer's course with the teleport. After checking all of the courses, the best one for the agility pet after 10 hours is actually the Dorgesh Khan course, and after 10 hours straight of going there, you have a 3.24% chance of landing the Giant Squirrel. This is actually the second rarest skilling pet, and a lot of people would expect farming to be first, but as I said, since not a lot of time goes into farm runs, and the drop rate of the farming pet is decently high, it actually isn't that rare after 10 hours of farming. Number 4 on this list, we have the Raid's 2 pet known as LIL'ZIK. And LIL'ZIK has a 1 in 650 drop rate after performing optimally in a raid, which means that you partook in a raid and didn't leech the raid. With a good team, players can do raids too in around about 30 minutes. And by doing 2 raids per hour for 10 hours, you only have a 3% chance of getting the pet. This assumes that you do 20 flawless raids one after the other, which is possible but will be very difficult even for the best PVMers out there. At the number 3 spot, we have arguably the rarest skilling pet in the game, the Rock Golem. The best drop rate comes from mining Runite, but obviously mining Runite is not all that fast, so there's some better options for going for the pet. At level 30, you unlock the Motherlode Mine, and if you were to train here for 10 hours once you hit level 80 mining, you have a 2.02% chance of getting the Rock Golem after 10 hours. A bit of a contrast to that is 3 rock mining iron, and after 10 hours straight of mining iron at a 3 rock, you have almost a 4% chance of getting the pet, which is higher than the number 4 spot, but this was calculated at level 80 as well, and most people will train 3 rock iron from level 15 to 75 mining, so your chance of a pet after 10 hours around those levels will be around 3%. At level 80, 3 tick mining granite for 10 hours gives you a 3.71% chance of the pet after 10 hours. In the number 2 spot on this list, we have the Corporeal Beast Critter or the Pet Dark Core. These pets are the same, you can transform them into each other after receiving it as a drop from the Corporeal Beast. Corporeal Beast drops these pets at a rate of 1 in 5,000, which is ridiculously rare, especially since Corp takes so long to kill. The main thing about Corp is the kill has to be in your name in order to roll the pet drop, and a very, very high level player with the Dragon Warhammer and Bandos Godsword is able to kill the Corporeal Beast approximately every 8 minutes in a solo, so this guarantees that it'll be their loot. For a little bit lower level players, you'll get a kill approximately every 10 minutes at the Corporeal Beast, which translates to 6 kills per hour and 60 kills after 10 hours. And at a 1 in 5,000 drop rate, that's only a 1.19% chance of landing the pet. Now, in the number 1 spot, we have the Bloodhound, the Master Clue pet. And upon completing a Master Clue scroll, there is a 1 in 1,000 chance that a Bloodhound will start following you. Obtaining a Master Clue is very hard in itself, and completing a Master Clue has very, very high requirements. So this pet is one of the most prestigious in the game. If you were to complete 2 Master Clues per hour, which is being ridiculously generous, you have almost a 2% chance of getting the Bloodhound after 10 hours. hours. Something a bit more realistic is 1 master clue per hour, and you have under a 1% chance of getting the Bloodhound, and even 1 clue per hour is pushing it a bit. So the chance of getting a Bloodhound after 10 hours is most likely even lower than this. So that is the top 10 hardest pets to get after 10 hours of grinding in Old School. I hope you guys found it interesting. I definitely was pretty surprised that the farming pet wasn't higher up on this list, but it sort of makes sense since you get some pretty good pet rolls for farming on each farm run, and each farm run doesn't take very long at all. If you enjoyed or learned something in this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you'd like to check out the top 10 easiest pets to get in Old School, there'll be a card on the screen or a link in the description down below. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.